Hello, good afternoon, or good morning, class. Hope you are doing well. Today we will be going over a grammar lesson on phrases once again. And today's grammar lesson will be on gerunds and gerund phrases. Gerunds and gerund phrases. So, what is a gerund? A gerund is a word that uses a verb as a noun or uses a verb as the subject or the object of a sentence. So you can take a verb like run and add ing to the end of the verb form. In this case, it would be, you would add a second N. So run would become running. For example, I like running. Running as a sport, running as a subject. So gerunds are verbs that end in ing and are used as a noun. Remember, present participles are also end in ing, so there is a difference. A gerund can be a subject complement, a direct or indirect object, and an object of a preposition. A present participle will act only as a modifier to a noun. So it might be a sort of subject complement, but it will modify a noun. A present participle will modify a noun. A gerund will be used as a noun. So just remember that as we are going through this lesson. So unlike a normal noun, a gerund can still have some verb-like properties. It can still be modified by an adverb and take a direct object. So for an example of how to use a gerund, another example here, I have paint, to paint. So if we take the verb paint and add ing, we get painting. The sentence says, she is slowly painting the fence. So now notice, painting here is still a noun. It is the subject of what she is doing. However, it is being treated like a verb, being given a direct object. What is it that she is painting? She is painting the fence, right? And it's also given an adverb, slowly. How is it that she is painting? She is painting slowly. So she is still the main subject of the sentence. She is the subject. Is the main verb. What is she doing? She is painting. Painting is what she is doing. How is she painting? She is painting slowly. What is she painting? She is painting the fence. So notice here, paint is normally a verb, but if you add ing to it, you can use it as a gerund. So we have more examples of these examples on the right. I use visit. To visit is the example that is the verb that I will be using as different examples. So here is using visit as the subject of a verb. The sentence says, visiting Paris is always an experience. So Paris is, visiting Paris is the main subject. Is the main verb. So the noun in this case is visiting Paris. It is always an experience. So visiting Paris is the subject of what is an experience. Here's visit being used as the object of a verb. I love visiting Paris. Love here is the main verb. I love doing something. What do I love doing? What is the object of my love? Visiting Paris. I love visiting Paris. Here's a gerund as the object of a preposition. The sentence says, we surprised them by visiting Paris. We is the main subject. Surprised is going to be the verb here, to be surprised. We surprised them. Okay, how did you surprise them? What did you surprise them with? You surprised them by visiting Paris. It is the object of a preposition. You surprise them somehow. How? By visiting Paris. If you notice a preposition, it is very likely the object, and you notice a gerund after the preposition, it is very likely that you are seeing a gerund being used as the object of a preposition. The next sentence is a gerund being used as a subject complement. The sentence says, my highlight was visiting Paris. So remember, a subject complement can rename or re-identify a thing, and it gives a sentence more meaning. My highlight, the best part, was, what was your highlight? Visiting Paris. It is defining what the highlight was. It is giving you information as to what the highlight was. So a gerund can be used in any of these four ways, and be sure to carefully identify the subject and its verb first. It will help to identify when you are seeing a gerund or when you are seeing a verb, or a present participle for that matter. So a gerund phrase is a group of words containing a gerund and any of its modifiers, complements, and objects. So if you see a phrase that has a gerund in it, the entire phrase will include any modifiers, any complements, and any object. So the first sentence we have here says, generosity is giving more than you can, and pride is taking less than you need. So here in this first sentence, generosity is the subject. It is a thing. Is the main verb. And the whole gerund phrase, giving more than you can. More than you can is a subject complement to the gerund giving. It is telling you what it is that you are giving. And then the next part, pride is another subject. Is another verb. Taking less than you need. So taking, again, is the gerund, and the complement, it's telling you what it is that you are taking. Less than you need is the complement to taking. You could also rephrase this sentence and say, generosity is giving and pride is taking. But without these complements, you don't really know what you are giving or what you are taking. The complements are giving you more information and a complete idea. So the entire gerund phrase would be taking less than you need or giving more than you can. The next sentence, I love playing football and basketball. So I, subject, love is the verb. Playing football and basketball. Playing here is the gerund. What do you love playing? Football and basketball. You could also say, I love playing card games. I love playing video games. I love playing hide and seek. I love playing basketball. Anything after playing that tells you what it is that you love playing is the object of what it is that you love playing. It is telling you, it is both a complement and an object. It is telling you what it is that you love playing. It is telling the reader what it is that you love playing. The object of the verb. And the last sentence, she was running quickly through the forest, looking behind her shoulder nervously. So again, she is the subject, was verb. What was she doing? She was running quickly through the forest. So running is the gerund phrase. Quickly through the forest is a modifier. It is telling you how she was running. She was running quickly through the forest. Through the forest is a prepositional phrase, but running quickly through the forest is the entire gerund phrase. The next part, looking behind her shoulder nervously. Looking here is another gerund phrase, or looking is another gerund. The phrase is looking behind her shoulder nervously. Behind, we have a preposition, so looking here is the object of the preposition behind her shoulder nervously. So now very quickly, I want to just bring up your gerund worksheet from your grammar book. It begins on page 57. I believe it's only 2 or 3 pages. I want you to go through and fill in all of the answers. So read the instructions. Starts at the top here. Verbals are formed from verbs and are used as adjectives, nouns, or adverbs. One kind of verbal is the gerund. A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing and that is used as a noun. If you read the exercise here, in the following sentences, it just wants you to underline the gerund and tell whether the gerund is a subject, a predicate nominative, a direct object, an indirect object, or an object of a preposition. So go through and find the gerund. This first one will be swimming. Second one, for example, will be walking. Third one, sailing. So find all, if it ends in ing here, you know that it is a gerund phrase. It is a gerund. So you are simply identifying the gerund and trying to figure out whether it is the subject of the sentence, it is a predicate nominative, or if it is renaming something in the sentence, if it is the direct object of a verb, an indirect object of a verb, or an object of a preposition. The next page here, the exercise says, underline the gerund phrase in each of the following sentences. Then identify its function in the sentences by writing above it S for subject, PN for predicate nominative, DO for direct object, or OP for object of a preposition.